Hi, my name is Josh Remishadi. I'm 23 years old. I've been saved for about 4 years. Basically, I was raised in a Christian home. My parents, always took us to church. I was pretty much taught the word growing up and stuff. But I don't know what it was. It just never really connected with the Lord whatsoever. Not until I was about 19 years old. My parents were real strict in what I considered like religion. But to them, they actually had a relationship with the Lord, and I never understood that. When I was about 15, 16 years old, I really started hanging out with a bad crowd in high school. Basically what happened, I can remember the day. A guy walked up to me, he's like, "Hey, you wanna buy a dime?" And I was like, "A dime?" He's like, "It's a bag of weed. You want some weed?" I was like, "All right, how much is it?" He's like, $10. I was like, okay, so I took it home. From that day, I was like hooked. I loved it. But of course, as I got older and older and out of high school, things started getting serious. It wasn't just fun anymore. It was like the partying and the drugs and everything wasn't really enough. It started turning to lust and for women, for money, stuff like that. So basically, whenever I hit I guess it was about 18 years old. I was actually younger than that, 17 years old. Really started getting into drugs. Coke was my drug of choice, and eventually that turned into meth. And I was actually addicted to both Coke and meth. It was pretty harsh. Some of the stuff we would do for money, because we'd be wanting the drug so bad, and we didn't have money for druggies. Some of the stuff we would do was just horrible. I can remember like stealing ladies' purses and being part of that, and driving away from that and just being so guilty. I remember that night, the night actually of that story, I went home and I was laying in my bed, and I remember one of my ex-girlfriends called me, and I was just like, I don't know what it was, I snapped. I started bawling, like crying my eyes out. And I just remember thinking, I was like, I don't know where to even turn. And it was pretty bad. A lot of guilt. It was crazy. In 1 month, I lost my job, I lost my apartment, and I also lost my truck. And I had actually, the girl that I was with at the time left, and we were together for a long time, so it was pretty hardcore time. And I remember the day that I lost my job was like the last straw. And I came home and I was being evicted from my apartment. I just remember just crying. And at that point, I hadn't had drugs in a while, so I was like in pain. I needed drugs. And so I remember sitting on my couch after I got home and just thinking about everything that I'd gone through. It was really hardcore. I started crying, and I felt like there was nothing. Like I literally had nothing to go to because I was losing it all. There's no joy, no peace, just strife. And I decided that I was gonna commit suicide. And so I had my shotgun, and I was gonna do it. And the Lord used something to tell me to hold on. And I remember thinking, hold on to what? Because even God wasn't even in my mind at that point. And I was just like, hold on to what? I've lost everything. Hold on to this life. This is horrible. And something inside just told me, go get a Bible. Go grab a Bible. I remember I actually had a Bible I think my parents gave it to me or something for Christmas. And so I went, and I was like, all right, God. I was like, let's give God a chance, I guess. And I was like, all right, God. And I remember praying this. I was like, God, if you're real, which I don't think you are, prove it. Show yourself to me. And I'm sitting on my couch. I'm hurting. I'm crying. And I just open up the Word. I'm going to read out of Psalm 6 exactly what I read. O Lord, do not rebuke me in your anger, nor chastise me in your hot displeasure. Have mercy on me, O Lord, for I am weak. O Lord, heal me, for my bones are troubled. My soul is also greatly troubled. But you, O Lord, how long? Return, O Lord, and deliver me. O save me for your mercy's sake. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In the grave, who will give you thanks? I am weary with groaning. All night I make my bed swim. I drench my couch with tears. My eye wastes away because of my grief. It grows old because of all my enemies. Depart from me, all you workers of iniquity, for the Lord has heard the voice of my weeping. The Lord has heard my supplication, and the Lord will receive my prayer. Let all my enemies be ashamed and greatly troubled. Let them turn back and be ashamed suddenly. And those verses that I read, while I read them, the Lord just literally revealed himself to me in more than words, but also in my spirit. I was alive. It was like I was literally brought from death into life. And I remember from that day forward, I was just like, okay, God, I'm going to seek you. I'm going to find you. And you're what I'm going to hang on to because you told me to hold on to you. So that's what I did. And it took a while before I started going to church and eventually just giving my life to the Lord completely. After that day, I never touched cocaine or meth ever again. Completely. It was amazing. It was incredible. Now the Lord's taken me through the school of ministry. I'm married. I have 2 beautiful little girls. But I take my joy in the Lord. That's where my joy comes from, is the Lord, and He's completely saved me from what I was. It's insane to even think about the thought process I had back then compared to now, and it's incredible, and it's all because of God's work and not because of me at all whatsoever. He's the one that called me. He's the one that saved me, and He cares me every single day. And I just hope someday, even now, I guess, to just serve Him completely, whether that's in I don't even care if it's a missionary. I don't care. Whatever He's calling me to do, I'm going to do it because of what He's done for me. And it's incredible. So, if He can save me, He can save me.